copper, phosphorus, and salt. So that would have been a phosphorus deposit. This is incredible. This is awesome. Hello everyone, the Ranks is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky, where we are starting out on our planet, Paradise Almost, which we know is a lie. It is actually 100% Paradise. It's kind of a neat fighter. Not really a hot rod fighter, kind of a rough and tumble. It's got the swooped wings and the droid. It's pretty neat. Fairly neat. Still kind of just scanning plants and minerals and trying to increase our discovery of this planet, as we know it is just so immensely beautiful with the glowing grass at night and the dark nebula night sky. This is absolutely one of the coolest Paradise planets I have found in the game ever, although post-Origins update, that's not saying a whole lot because it's still so early on. What I think, though, that we need to do is to see if we can turn in any artifacts into the planetary archive that we have found here for some historical documents. Archaeological vault status secure. Echo repository curators seek artifacts of cultural or biological interest. Archaeologists will be compensated for all contributions. Submit a new artifact to the vault in exchange for an archived artifact of equivalent or greater rarity. And we're going to submit our fossil sample. Archaeologists will be compensated for all contributions. We're going to submit the fossilized Viking skull. And we got delicate beetles biological sample. The sample is still biologically active. It is releasing small puffs of gas. Wait, what? I should have checked my stuff first. I could have sworn that the fossil was purple. Was it not? And it said of equivalent. Oh, or greater rarity. Oh. Stop me if you've heard this one before. So let's trade in a historical document. Oh my gosh. So this is a way you can upgrade your artifacts. Ah, now I'm beginning to understand the purpose of these vaults. Right? So here's what we do is we submit. Oh, we have a historical document. No, let's submit a biological sample. We'll submit the delicate beetles, which... Wait. Stand by, stand by. That is not a biological sample. So, okay, so it accesses... So the big story is that it accesses our freighter. We have no need to pull from it remotely, right? We'll put these bone nuggets in there. Bone nuggets. And then launch fuel. Are we have a full stack of launch fuel. Okay, I dare say we're going to start scrapping it then. We'll just start storing metal there, or rust there. We might as well. Salvage data, that can go to the freighter. Yep, and so can navigation data. So we have these lewd diagrams. These specifically say historical documents. You see that? It's very clearly historical documents. Yet, when I go to the vault, a new artifact to the vault. But it's letting me submit the beetles that I just exchange it for an archived artifact of equivalent or greater rarity. I don't understand. If it gave us, let's talk through this for just a second. If it gave us the delicate beetles, then obviously that is an archived artifact, but it's it's accepting it as a new artifact, but it won't accept the lewd diagrams that we have as a new artifact. Let's see if this vault is accepting anything different than the other one. Again, historical documents. Kind of disappointed that is not active. Let's take a second, because it's possible this mechanic is still being worked out in the inner workings of the Atlas, and it is not perfect. Let's take a glance here at the technology merchant. Components, I would like your drop pod coordinate data, please. We're just going to keep on holding on to these. And then, let's see, what else? Pretty sure there's no technology that we need, but we're going to look anyways. Yeah, it's all pretty basic stuff. We can get some ruins. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. We'll ping... Pardon me, we'll ping the local information repository for Paradise Almost Data Banks. I would like a printed chart, please. Thank you much. Planetary chart. So we'll locate an ancient ruined site. Is that different than... no, okay, it labeled it a little differently, but it's still just an ancient ruin, right? And what do we have here? We have a guild envoy. Sure, I would like my, my gift from the guild. Thank you. Korvax Convergence Cube? Well, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I hate to destroy this stuff right in front of you, but we're going to destroy this stuff right in front of you. That's just how that goes. Trade terminal. I don't really have a need for anything, do I? Tritium and dihydrogen. Yeah, we do need some of that. Of which there's none. That's fine. But let's get ourselves some new lore here. Ooh, a traveler? Travelers can be at these... archives as well. How fun is that? Their skin is translucent. Which Baron is the master of this place? The traveler's appearance, their manner, the way they speak, all of them feel archaic, like nothing I've heard before. They repeat the question, threatening to draw their multi-sword. I'm the Baron, you fool. Traveler grows nervous immediately, their demeanor changing to one of begrudging respect. They claim they have a message from the Great King. I am warned to bend a knee or face destruction. They give me a gift as a token of the riches that await me should I come to a just and wise decision. Oh, that's 100 nanites. Yeah, I accept those terms. Thank you much. I'll consider bending the knee, sure. Now, to the Planetary Archive. What do we want to learn about the Korvax today? That's the question. Knowledge Archive access is forbidden to all but Korvax. I'm tempted between these last two. This one could be interesting. Let's see what experiments. I would like to learn about Korvax experiments. Archive access granted. The archive contains recordings by an entity known as the Observer. They appear to have been invited by the Korvax to attend the birth of their offspring. The young of the species appear to be indistinguishable from other individuals, but refer to themselves as new Korvax entity. I was invited to watch, to report, to provide my observations on the process. Even the first spawn did not understand how to forge new Korvax in this manner. The carapace and the nanite clusters undulate in the heart of the monolith. 3 figures dance above a red orb. I break my contract. I look away. The Observer continues to write about their observations, noticing the emotional changes in the new Korvax as they grow. They experience loneliness, isolation, fear for a long time. They're frequently tested by examiners in their ability to convert reams of tech data into accurate holograms. If information is missing, they do not understand what they are doing, they can be disconnected. The examiners do not enjoy or like the involvement of strangers. I fear I do not... This is the last entry. There are thousands of these logs repeating themselves again and again. When the new Korvax entities reach a certain age, they appear to terminate their observer, erasing the entity's memory for a new crop. It is an age-old custom, a dedication to the Atlas itself, an echo of what once befell the universe itself, though few understand the primordial secret. What? They totally erase the memory of their observer? So, hold on. Are we allowed to get more than one? No. So this archive will forever give... Yeah. I don't... Okay. This is just more about the observer. So we can reread it if we want. But that's pretty much it. So that's what we got for experiments. Interesting. And now here we are. Paradise, almost. I love this place. Let's go find some ruins and see what kind of fun artifacts we can get. I want to keep using these archaeological exchanging sites until we fully understand their purpose. The Nightmare in Space will take us there, and then I think really what we need is some straight exploration. We need to go to a new system. As much as I love this system, part of me really likes the ice planet here with all the lightning during the storm. It's so like intense. This system itself is a really cool system. But then I imagine that's just how it goes, right? Ooh, sandy beaches. A few clouds in the sky, nothing major. A nice little island setup and some ruins. Alright, let's post up on this side so as to disturb as little as possible here. I think it's important we do scan some of the minerals. We haven't really done much investigation into the underground of this planet, and it appears it's very yellow. Little carnivorous cave marrow. I mean, this is just, look at this. No, we're not gonna take any. We've taken plenty of photos of this world. I feel like you could spend quite a while just looking for proper photos on this planet, and it would not be a waste. Oh my gosh. This makes me want to... Nope. We must unearth the artifacts of significant interest and value here in this system. Oh no! Oh no, things are going to be a little buried. Oh. Some objects are going to be below the bedrock level. There's not much we can do about that. We can try to dig things out as best as possible. There should at least be 3 accessible keys. We found one in this chamber. Looks like there's another chamber over here near the surface. Okay, so that really just puts us in the realm of one more. And let's see, where's our best bet going to be? Right there, I think. Yep. 29 units away is well above the surface of the bedrock. And it is unearthed. Okay. So now we just have to relocate the treasure of this archaeological site. Even the cave is... it's kind of neat. Everything's a little sunken down. I'm vibing. I'm really vibing with this planet. Oh! We have a biological sample, a synthetic blossom. Let's go take that and turn it in and see what we get. We can do a little more experimentation with our archive on this planet before we depart. I think that's the right call. Really, I'm just looking for any excuse to hang out here even just a little bit longer. Even just a little bit. We will move on, though. We must move on, to be quite sure. But I mean, oh my gosh. I could... I could just walk around and stare at everything. No storms, no predators. It's pretty magnificent. You can be sure of that. Let's go back to the archive, turn in this biological sample, see what we get, and then I think we head on to another uncharted system. There's so much to discover, to chart, to learn about. And of course, anyone that's part of the Thringsian Conflagration that's conducting an exploration initiative, we're building a spreadsheet to catalog and track systems that have been explored in the area, and really the plan is all systems will start to be explored systematically in our region and neighboring regions. Let's see what we have for a biological sample. It should allow us to exchange the synthetic blossom. That's what we want. And we get delicate beetles. Really? How in the heck does that work? So what if I... submit one of our delicate beetles, then what do I get? More delicate beetles. What the heck is that? They are identical? They are identical. Wow. So yes, we're learning things about this, aren't we? I think we need to hold this drop pod coordinate data in our pocket there. Just because if we do get the opportunity to give them away, we don't want to worry about whether or not our freighter is around and reachable. That seems like extra steps that we don't need. I think, that being said, though, we can safely sort of return to our capital ship. And see what the neighboring stars hold for us. So we'll dock with the Relentless, go up to the bridge and start looking at the neighboring solar bodies. We need to remember now, we have a room in our personal fleet for dredging of sunken ships, so we need to make sure on oceanic planets that we're doing a scan for starships at the bottom of the ocean, because that could be a fun way to make more units and nanites along the way, while giving us sort of a goal for things to explore, right? Let's just take a look at the upgrade console really fast. I'm pretty sure we have selected, yeah, the colors that we want. The upgrades we want are fully purchased, making sure there's no new ones being added. Well, hold on. Did you see this? Oh, that's coloring. I'm like, why are there more than one page? My mind was racing. Yes, of course. So there are additional colors. We're not... yeah. Fair enough. Let us look at neighboring stars, shall we? What has not been fully charted? We have scorched terrain. Still has a couple of planets uncharted. This one is in the Ichesa adjunct, which is, I'm trying to remember the fire designator for that system. This is the one we got the Relentless from. Fun times. Yeah, we have our work cut out for us here, but we're going to do it. It's slow and it's steady and it's important work though. Fire 145, the 80s. Looks like none of these planets have been explored, possibly because of the Atlas update, which is A-okay. I'm thinking, though, in the spirit of completing what we've started, we're going to go back to Scorched Terrain and look at the 2 planets that we've missed and maybe do a cursory visit on the 3 we've already seen. That being said, let's advance to warp. Ooh. That's right, this nebula fades through a few different colors. Ooh, look at that planet. I'm raring to go. 3 out of 5 planets discovered. Test the conflict level. Sustainable economy with the Gek. I think it's safe to say we're going to stick with the Nightmare in Space for the time being until we're able to fully upgrade and name our exploration vessel, as I want to start evolving more parts. So let's see, we have an unknown planet here. Scanners register it as a viridescent planet. Okay. And then what do we have? We have Temperatia. Yeah, okay, so we've named a couple of these. Oh, it is a binary star system. Very fun. A scorched planet with an active storm. Ashen extinction. Activated copper. I accept these terms. Let's descend. Let's see what sort of storm we're dealing with here. Oh my goodness. Can we get some ominous, like... That's fairly dark. That's fine. Maybe we need to get a little closer to the threshold. No, let's just punch through the layer here and see what we get. Oh, yeah. Whoa. These are fairly large. Okay, alright. Let's settle down. There's a structure over here. I think we should just land over here at the beacon, perhaps? Alright, it looks like the firestorm is clearing. Superheated air. Isn't that fun? I think we'll ping the beacon just to see what we get. I'm pretty sure it's an extreme hazard planet. Minor settlement detected. Is it an extreme hazard planet? Because, you know, I'm not... are you sure? I'm unsure. AI, is this... Okay, well, we'll start scanning some of the flora. We have been to this planet before. No, I think I think if we look at our system here, we have Ashen Extinction, we have Searing Mountains, and we have Temperatia. So we have two planets we did not explore. Scorched Terrain. I think we named that because we had these two burning planets. So we had a Scorched planet and a Scalding planet. So this planet just has superheated air. It's interesting how the weather seems to more accurately describe the conditions on the planet. Maybe? I'm Ron Burgundy? Ooh, there's a creature that's interesting. And it's interesting with this superheated air, we're still getting all this flora on the surface. That it's not just being burned away, you know? The red nebula absolutely makes it feel pretty darn hot here on the surface, if I say so myself. Let's send that to the freighter, please. Starship launch fuel, my absolute favorite. Can't get enough of it. Alright, let's head to the miner settlement. I think that's going to be a good little jaunt across this planet. And then I don't see a need to linger here. It is different, I believe, from before the Atlas had their update, but I don't know if it's different enough to warrant a full-blown analysis and exploration. More than anything, no, you know what? I just want the building to register as discovered, and then I think we'll... Oh my goodness. That is your shot right there. Would have been nice to catch the atmosphere more at sunrise. Need to be maybe a little faster. I wonder if, actually... It's not, yeah, that's fine. Not exactly letting me move the sun around, but I generally don't like doing that. I know that you can, I know there are different hotkeys for it, especially in a binary or a ternary star system, but... I just want to try to catch things in the moment. Is it going to tell me that we've identified the location, or... Oh, this is fun! Yeah, get a little daytime view of the planet. It's just plain hot. It's not necessarily, volcanic. It's not... I like that, because the weather descriptor is actually fairly accurate now. It's just that the air is super hot, And that's going to create, double stars. Hey, I mean, it's pretty close to the double stars. I would expect something to that effect. A little pistol, no thank you. Even though there's all sorts of fun things we can do with our multi-tools now. I think we're going to do the same thing we always do, which is we're going to buy more drop pod coordinate data? No, we're not. Hush my mouth. That just means we need to depart. I'm done with that noise. Let's go to a true undiscovered system. We can make the judgment call about potentially going to one of the prior visited planets later. I'm thinking we have... Okay, so we have this one over here. Viridescent planet. Let's see, what else are we looking at? Couple behind this planet. Scalding planet that's searing mountains, and then the one behind that, we don't know. I wouldn't mind getting a little perspective to identify what we're dealing with here. Yeah, that's a fun little color setup. I can get on board with that. The nebula here is nice. I like the multicolor fade. I think that's pretty neat. Unknown planet scans as a redacted planet. Alien melody. Now we're talking. Another spewing vent node. Are you serious? Oh my gosh, are we going to have quite a powerful set of spewing vents? Oh my goodness. Damage, damage, damage. Well, we have a redacted planet. I'm tempted to go to that one first. What sort of anomalies will exist here and on a yellow star? So, fun fact, Isentam Galaxy actually has a higher probability of exotic planets, such as redacted planets, on yellow stars than other galaxies. In fact, lush galaxies in general, on top of having a better chance for tropical or paradise planets, they also have a higher chance for the mega exotic planets. Oh my gosh, this one looks so, like, marred on the surface. Like, that looks all ashen and messed up. I'm not sure how we're gonna do with that. Let's... No, that's 2 stars covered up. Ooh, oh. Okay. What there, you know, peaks and valleys? Yeah, peaks and valleys, sure. A little bit of terrain generation. Look at the freaking mountains here. That's fairly neat. I think we can work with that. That's... I don't know, though. Let's take a look. What sort of structures are we looking at? We've got a domicile over there. The heck is that? That's a deposit? That's like a copper deposit or something? What are the minerals on this planet again? Look at this, like, spread between these 2 mountains. Woo. So it goes from mountains up there all the way down to water down here. With a building with ruins? Hold on. Yeah, we're making a stop. Look at this madness. Vermilion storms. Copper, phosphorus, and salt. So that would have been a phosphorus deposit. This is incredible. This is awesome. There's like, it's gonna be like impossible to be at our feet and get this view while getting us maybe a little bit. No, we just have to. There's no way. We're gonna have to get the building inside this massive basin. It's not even like a basin. It's... I couldn't even call it a crater. Ah, you thought I was just taking too many pictures, didn't you? Ooh, that's a big hauler there in the system. I'm not going back to the mission, agent, yet. I would like to continue exploring these planets. Creatures discovered. Let's go. We can scan a little bit of the flora down here in this area. We get some minerals discovered. Sure, yeah, of course we will. And I think we'll learn some Gek words. The Gek word for data. Probably important. And I dare say that's it. There's not going to be much here at the top. But look at this. We can jetpack our way up to here. Is that like a glow coming off of the water, or is that... It does seem like the water has a bit of a glow to it, doesn't it? Perhaps we need to see what the oceans are like before we depart. Inorganic objects formed by gravitational forces. Crystal sulfide. There's an underwater cave here. There's an underwater cave here. Okay, let's check out the Gek plaque. As I touched the obelisk, images of the planet's ancient past fled my mind. The terrible beginnings of the Gek have been absorbed by this strange stone, and their tale seems desperate to escape. Korvax Prime was a vast and precious landscape of mineral ore and power. By right of universal rule, the first spawn claimed dominion over the planet, yet the credulous and feeble Korvax refused to accept their conquest. They denied progress, this their greatest folly. I think we've done a little bit of artifacts research in the past. I would just accept help with language at this point. And we'll save the artifact retrieval for another time. We need to diversify our efforts. I can't get over this thing. Well, I've got to do it. I mean, okay. Well, no. Before, hold up. Before we do that, let's take a look at this underwater cave, shall we? It's not accessible here. Huh. I see. Perhaps it is accessible over here. It said those plants were dying. Altitude tolerant. Aha! Oh my goodness. Dare we traverse through these armored clams? Ouch! Maybe we just walk through. Swim through. Okay. Definitely a thriving aquatic ecosystem. This underwater cave seems fairly narrow and not at all attached to what we were scanning earlier. Let's see if we can connect. Oh. Aquatic life forms detected. Let's see if we can grab some of these before they snap shut on us. Oh, look at that. How fun and interesting is that? Membrane compression. These appear to be in the neighboring source of water, so let's tunnel our way over there, shall we? Maybe not. Sun is setting. And it's changing the color setup. More avian creatures. It would make sense with the rough terrain that we've experienced so far that there would be quite a few avian creatures. Or perhaps those aren't avian. Nope, those appear to be avian, or at least they're winged, feathered with feathers. Just kind of circling down here at the water hole. It just goes to show you, despite massive anomalous interaction with the Atlas, life continues to find a way to thrive even within the simulation. Let's take our exocraft here and let's find a way to do this in a fun, sort of exciting way here. Because I'm like, what I'm thinking is to get the full scale of this, we need to drive straight up. Otherwise, we'll never fully appreciate what this is. With ruins at the bottom, too. If I didn't know any better, it's like, if you just do this, you really don't have any frame of reference for how high up we are, right? It's got to be sort of like a bottomless pit, sort of. Yeah, there's no way to grab the scale of this in a single shot. But you can get some very awesome action in the Pilgrim on a planet like this. Look at this. Okay, that captures it a little bit. Maybe. Maybe we don't even want the Pilgrim in that shot. That's just a bit frightening. Oh, better have some shocks on that thing. Alright, put some oxygen in the fuel tank. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Alright. I dare say we've had our fun here. Let's see the final unexplored planet. Ooh, ouch. Gotta pay attention to that stuff. We didn't really explore the ocean in earnest, but I'm somewhat okay with that. While we're waiting for nightfall to settle, so we can see exactly what we're dealing with at night, I dare say we're going to take the time and catalog this planet as I want to give it a name almost as a memorial to the ruins that we found, but ruinous anomalies. Ruinous anomalies. Ah, sure. Pick some crazy difficult words. I mean, not difficult, but, you know. Anomaly for me is one of those that I probably spell wrong more often than right, but look at this. Even as the sun sets, there's like this haze coming out of the bottom here. And the planet gets fairly dark at night. Look at this nonsense. There's that hauler again. 41 inventory spaces in the hauler starting out. That's pretty darn good. Okay, no, the glowing mist off the water has all but ceased. It was merely a reflection of one of the stars in this system. Two different spectral stars in the system are going to make for some interesting interactions, but really, if you think about it, in a planet that is anomalous with boundary separation happening to the reality failure, then, of course, all bets are off. You could find just about anything. I dare say we've seen enough, so let's exit the planet in the most direct route possible. Fun and fun. Does not seem like it gets any kind of storms. Oh, but we do have a... let's look at the coast. I'm a little interested in the coast. I'm curious what sort of coastline a planet like this would have. I mean, we've seen this in the past where a planet with immense mountains gets over to the water and then all of a sudden the massive terrain seems to come to a halt. And it looks like we're looking at the same thing here. So near the coastline, you would almost be forgiven if you thought the terrain on this planet was fairly benign. No, you can see the mountain range kicks up behind us a little bit away from the coast. But here near the coast, it is indeed pretty flat. Again, this lends itself to the thought of sort of sub-biomes on each planetary surface. If this was the only place you stopped on this planet, could you be forgiven for thinking the planet is mostly flat? The ocean does not seem significantly deep or steep at certain areas. It has its atolls. And then look, if we turn around, you know, you can see, well, there's a few hills, maybe. That's intimidating to me. And I'm going to be direct and honest with why that's intimidating to me. Because it means to truly explore a planet, you virtually have to spend a long, long time analyzing it. How many celestial bodies can we put on the screen with the Nightmare in Space at the same time? I don't know, but I like these colors. Can I get a filter? Oh, yes, please. Alright, let's travel in the direction of our unknown planet. Do we want to make a stop by this one? I don't think so. As happy as I am about revisiting Paradise Almost and even Glacial Fortress to see the storms and everything. Oh, Alien Melody. Another one. Another spewing vent node? Well, that kind of puts us at the cap there for spewing vent nodes. Fun times. But as much as I enjoyed returning to planets we had previously explored, I dare say there's a point of, I want to say diminishing returns, but it's more than that. There's a point where we must stop, I guess. We have to press forward. Something that the No Man's Sky universe will force us to come to terms with, kicking and screaming all the way, is that we're not going to be able to see it all. Ever, ever, ever. Not even a little bit, not even close. And so we have to sort of triage our time, right? Like, it's a vast universe and there's a lot out there to see. I think we press forward. I think we clean up the stars on this edge of the Horary Void, now known as Fire 01, and we start to 100% explore systems and planets. Now, are we going to hunt down every last fauna, flora, mineral? No. I feel that that is indeed overkill. Look at this. But we are going to at least make landfall on every planet and every system in our area. And give even a cursory planetary analysis. And look at this ocean is fairly benign. Let's head over here where there is almost no water to be seen. And immediately the terrain jumps out at me. Much more rugged terrain we see Oh my goodness. This is just, it's so dramatic. These mountains are sharp. Like, this isn't the ridge lines. The tectonic activity that must be happening on this planet is astounding. The fault lines. And to think it's actually got reasonable plant growth on the surface. Maybe not little shrubs, but I don't see. Wow. No, I would like to very much, because this ocean is so incredibly small, I would like to see what this island chain here is like. Significant little island chain. And I think we should find a peak here near the coast, see what sort of elevation we get, and then maybe do some oceanography analysis. No, even this terrain is fairly flat. Not a lot of flora I'm seeing. For a viridescent planet, it appears like mostly ferns and grasses. Perhaps even some moss. A lot of rocks even this far near the coast shows significant tectonic activity even out here near the ocean. I think if it is ammonia sort of tinting the atmosphere and the water, it could explain a lot of things as far as the limited flora on the surface. Mellow weather. A little shocking considering the terrain. I would imagine that even the slightest bit of uneven heating would cause more weather with the mountains. There must be some chemical in the air, even if it's not ammonia, that's causing sort of the temperatures to disperse evenly. Here we see more of this coral that we found on the Bleak planet in the last system. Kind of further develops our hypothesis that that planet was once at an oceanic planet, and then dried up for whatever reason. And it does appear like we have some dead and some living bioluminescent coral. Yes, 2 different species is what this is registering as. Forms plant deposits. Musical when struck. Musical when struck? Oh, I'll be the judge of that. I mean, you know, you could go with percussion. No, I don't. I don't think that's what they meant. I get it. Now, did that salt go where it belongs? Yes, it did. Okay. Definitely more flora happening here on the ocean floor than there is on the terrestrial side of things. And of course we didn't see any fauna on land, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Crystal sulfide probably wouldn't hurt to gather some. We're right here after all. And then, of course, we've got this interesting-looking mineral forming right next to the sulfide vent. Of course, tectonic formation. I would expect to see that a lot with some of these minerals. And look at these clams 100 units below us. 100 units below us. That's pretty far down. I think, in the name of science, we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to do a scan downwards, even if it is going to take a second to get to 100 units in depth, because that's fairly significant. Look, and there's more than one. This is obviously some massive chamber, subterranean chamber, filled with water from the ocean. Yep, and here we are. I'm not sure how our depth is only 40 units, when these armored clams were indeed 100 units away from us at the surface. But this is intriguing. I'd like to get the abyssal hue, please, and let's actually give a proper examination of some of these underwater caves. This cave looks like it wants to keep going, but indeed it does not. Now, why in the world... Ooh, the Tethys beam is so powerful. Look at this. We can get lots of cytophosphate. What I'm unsure of is... Okay, so this little pocket of... Nope, it goes this way. Okay, it does breach out of the ocean. We did not have to... Oh, look at these. Nope. If you think you're going to... Yeah, if you think you're going to intimidate me with your abyssal jellyfish ways, you're wrong. We have a Nautilon cannon now, and I'm not afraid to put the rounds on target. Don't make me do it. Just because you can swim through the seafloor doesn't mean a darn thing. Yeah, exactly. Get dunked on. What are these? What are these again, I wonder? We want, it's like 3 different coral growing at once? Oh, that's right. The Hadal core. Okay, and I thought something was going to try to come after me. I was prepared for the worst, and it didn't happen, so... I think it's safe to say we have investigated this system and are ready to move on to another one. Did we see everything? No. However, we've seen quite a bit, so I hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Until next time, take care.